My name is Trisha, and this is my new show, Movie Mama. And it is really just some dumb thing that I'm going to try to do. We're doing this in my house with no professional experience whatsoever, so welcome.
You'll be able to tell.
Yeah, no, I think they already know.
Yeah.
And basically the idea behind it is I'm forcing people that I love to watch things that they don't want to watch. So, and then we're going to review it. These are probably movies that I have a big space in my heart for, and mostly sci-fi and fantasy, and I, unfortunately for my friends and family, they're going to be from the 80s and maybe things that they just never experienced before. This is Rachel. She's my first victim. Yeah. And these are people that I consider kind of like my kids. And that's why we came up with the idea Movie Mama. So welcome. Today in our first show, we are going to review Back to the Future. It is now available on Netflix, or you can rent it for about $4 on YouTube. It came out in 1985. Actually, the same kind of weekend that we're in. So it was right before the 4th of July.
Oh,
yeah, awesome. I know. And it is directed by Robert Zemeckis. It stars Michael J. Fox, and it is an ultimate classic. If you haven't watched it yet, you really probably should. It's a fun watch. Keep in mind, this is the 1980s. They weren't as progressive back then.
Yeah.
Also, incest with your mom.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yep.
So I love this movie because obviously I grew up in the 80s, and to me, Back to the Future is just iconic. Time travel, it had a DeLorean, it had a cool doctor, it had like the nerdy guy who loves sci-fi, definitely identified with that guy, and just a lot of different things. And I don't know, I just think that everybody at some point in their life should watch this movie. 1.21 gigawatts. If you don't know what that means, get your life together. It's such an important, iconic movie in our American lexicon. So that's why we started with this one. Rachel has seen it before.
Yeah.
But what were your thoughts on it? Did you like it, or?
Oh my gosh. Well, when I saw it originally, like, I was a lot younger, and I don't think I was paying attention, because when I rewatched it last night, or whenever I saw it, like, all of the jokes that I missed the first time I got, and I was able to, like, really, I actually started from the beginning, so knowing that, you know, you can start it from the beginning and finish it all the way to the end, and it's entertaining the whole time. Like, that was really awesome for me.
Okay.
So yeah, I was so excited to watch it.
What is your favorite thing about it? Like, what was your thing that you are drawn to it most by?
I think just the comedy of it, and like the fact that he is able to like tell. So in the scene with the prom, right?
Yeah.
He goes like crazy on that solo, right? and he's like, yeah, that might be a little much for you guys, but your kids are gonna love it. And I thought that was like so interesting and so funny. And the music in the whole movie is just dead on. It's just perfect. Like, it's ridiculous, but it's perfect.
Yeah, Huey Lewis and the News.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I have some issues with it. I'm not gonna lie. I have complaining. I have some issues. One, he calls her mom so many times when he's in the past. So he's like, Mom, and then he like says her name. What was her name again? I should probably know
Lorraine.
this. Welcome to my show, Professional. Lorraine, yes, that's right. He's like, Mom, Lorraine. And she's like, whatever, and like he does the same thing to Dad / George.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of dumb. Also, Dad is like a total like creeper, like
dude.
Peepin',
I know,
right? Like, he's not redeemable. I'm sorry, that guy.
Well, yeah,
he's not redeemable. George, whatever McFly sucks. I'm sorry, he's not okay.
But he's better than Biff, and he does stand up, and he gets the girl. But
he had to be forced into that situation.
No, true. Anyways, continue.
No, go ahead and say what you're saying.
I'm just like, that's the whole part of it, because like these characters are just like everyone else, and like, you know, when you go back and you see, if you're able to see how your parents were, like, they're not gonna be perfect. Yeah, they're gross. Like, no matter what, no matter who they are, they're messed up.
Yeah.
So I think just the fact that they did show that, and that was a part of it, it was important. It made it had a purpose.
It gave them like some real personality.
Yeah.
And Mom was like, I never parked in a car. And then later she's like boobs out, just giving it up to her son.
Her son, yeah. So like there was a reason for it, and I was cool with it. And yeah, like, don't peep and Tom people.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's also worse things to do. Like, Biff almost did rape her.
Yeah. Like, oh, by the way, Mom and Dad, if you have kids and you're like, maybe I should let my kids watch this. I think maybe 9 and up, and maybe have a little convo about how consent should always be something that they, know about, because there is a little bit of a rapey scene in there, and
there's like a whole bunch of like frills and like you don't
see anything, but it's still very implied that he's not being very nice to her. So
well, and also like on that note, I didn't realize that they used a black derogatory term, like really bad.
Oh yeah,
I totally forgot about that.
They do.
That probably won't be in every every version of it, because when I saw it originally, like it was on like a TV channel, so
and it wasn't in and out.
Yeah.
So there is. I mean, it was the early '80s, 1985. I would love to say that we as a country.
That was 55.
And it was based in 1955.
Yeah.
So America as a country, we still need to try to do better.
Yeah.
I do like that the one main African American character that they have in there, Goldie, becomes the mayor.
Yeah.
So good for them. I think that's something, they have the singers in the background, but they also portray them kind of badly, I feel.
You think?
I think so, a little bit. And then they have Libyan terrorist.
Yeah, that was interesting too.
Stupid. Driving a Volkswagen Bug. Or a Volkswagen van.
I know, but again, where's the part of comedy and where's the part of theatrics?
Right, and it's a movie. Yeah. I mean, we have to take it for what it is, but and we know better now, and we can talk to our children and teach them to do better.
Yeah.
So, but I think overall, it's a great family movie. Yeah. I think that this is appropriate for almost anybody. I think if you haven't watched it, it is something that you need to do. What is the moral of the story? What do you think?
Oh man, I mean, they kind of just play with a whole bunch of different things. Like, as a sci-fi nerd, and even I know as like an outsider sci-fi person, that you shouldn't mess with time. You just should never do it. But the doc, he made it possible. So it's like, that's the first moral. Like, things are
don't play with
the
time,
way that
kids.
they are for a reason. Like, that's how I think about it. Yeah, don't play with time. Even if you're smart enough to figure it out, don't mess with it. Just, but I don't know. I don't know what the moral of the story is.
I have an idea. Well, one, I think I could go on about this time thing. I know that there's a lot. There's like whole websites dedicated to how many holes there are as far as time travel is concerned.
Oh yeah.
In this movie, because the time travel in Back to the Future is linear. They don't make new time lines.
Okay.
It's just back or forth, and whatever you do here can affect this, and vice versa, and all that. So there's a lot of problems with it. There's a lot of websites out there. If you want to debate about it, go for it. We're not going to do that in this podcast or web show because we don't have.
Not everyone's going to care.
And we're not that smart. We're just not. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I think the moral of the story is, don't be a jerk. And sometimes it's okay to be a jerk. George finally at the end, spoiler, he stands up for Lorraine and himself, which I think one of the things that's most important is that he does stand up for himself.
Mm-hmm. Even though he was pushed into it.
He was pushed into
by his
it.
Son.
Yeah, but he didn't want to listen to what advice he was given. It took, some Darth Vader guy.
I know, I totally forgot about that too. That was
so dumb. But I think, it bugs me that George had to get pushed to be a decent human person, but sometimes it's scary, and if you're scared,
Well, and we see it. We've seen exactly what people do when they're not encouraged and pushed, and when they're just let to their own devices and no one cares.
So let yourself get pushed. Do those drugs. Don't cross that bridge. Don't do any of that. Just kidding.
Be there for one another, though. I like that. Don't be a jerk.
Yeah, don't be a jerk.
Whether it's your story or someone else's story, don't be a jerk in it.
And there's obviously sequels. We'll probably watch those at some other time. The sequels are good. I
love the whole thing. It's so ridiculous.
I have a problem with number 2. It's so porny. Like, there's so much.
Really?
Yeah, there's
maybe that's the thing about the future, though. Like, that's what they were saying was going to happen in the future. And where are we?
So interesting. I was paying attention to the background more so this time than I ever have.
Yeah.
And like the movie was about an orgy. Everything in the town was like loans and adult bookstore, like payday loans and like adult bookstores and like really kind of inappropriate stuff.
Yeah.
So,
and that was when he came back, and that's when I noticed that. So that was 85.
So here's another thing I noticed, and I saw this on the internet because I was like, did I imagine that? So in the movie, here we go. In the movie, the Doc Brown's like, oh yeah, this was owned by Mr. Peabody, and he was breeding pine trees.
Yeah.
And the name of the mall was Two Twin Pines or something like that.
Yeah.
And then when he goes back to the future, it's one pine because he knocked that pine tree down that he was breeding.
Oh my god!
Never caught that before, and I looked it up on the internet, and it is, it's a thing.
That's why I love these movies. They're ridiculous, and the time doesn't make sense, but like those things, you just gotta watch them.
It is what it is. It is what it's for. I recommend this movie. I've definitely make sure my kids watch it. I think it's funny. I think it's cute. It's charming. It has its problems. We all do.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's our first review. We hope you like it. Like we said, we have no idea what we're doing. So if you're watching this, hi Mom. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back. We're going to be reviewing some movies probably every week, and I'm going to force things on mostly Rachel and some others. And we'll see you soon. Thanks, guys. Be good. Clean your room.